Welcome back to our 31st season of 7-Eleven Junior Hockey Magazine. I'm Adam Scully, filling in for Gino Retta. Time now for our CJHL Report. The Canadian Junior Hockey League brings together the 115 teams in the 9 Junior A leagues involving over 2,500 players from right across the country. Now joining us is Geoff Walker, the head coach and GM of the Superior International Junior Hockey League's Red Lake Miners. Geoff, welcome to the show. Good to have you with us.
Nice to be with you too, Adam.
Okay, so Geoff, all season we've been forced to talk about COVID situations around the league because the pandemic, it's been here in waves. It appears like we're almost on the way out now. What's the COVID landscape right now in the SIJHL in regards to protocols and fans back in the building?
Yeah, no, we're good. I think Ontario just dropped the mask mandate last week. So yeah, we're wide open and it's nice to finally get back to some normalcy. And in 3 years, these are the first playoff games since 2019 in the SI. So, we're super excited about it.
We're super excited too. It seems like we're getting closer to the way out of this, but knock on wood anyway with that. Now, your team in Red Lake had been chosen to host the Dudley Hewitt Cup, the Central Canadian Junior A Championship this May, but that was canceled last week. Instead, all 10 league champions will play for the Centennial Cup. I'm sure that was disappointing news, but how motivated are you now and your team to play your way into nationals?
Yeah, obviously it's a great opportunity to play your way into nationals. I think they did a good job, trying to make sure every league was represented. Obviously a little disappointed with all the work that, the community of Red Lake had put into it. But at the end of the day, like you said, we're excited to get the opportunity to kind of play our way into a national championship.
We're with Geoff Walker, the head coach and GM of the Red Lake Miners of the SIJHL. Now, the Miners were second in the SIJHL standings with a record of 28-6-2-1 in the regular season. How do you like the way your team has played this season with hopes of a deep playoff run just around the corner?
Yeah, we loved our season. We went through a lot of adversity with this group. With our rink chiller went down for 6 weeks, so we didn't have use of our facility for 6 weeks. Luckily, a good bulk of that was when we were locked down. So we kind of got lucky that way. But this group, they've been through a lot this year, and they just kind of keep finding a way. So we're super proud of that. And I think it's going to, bode well for us. Kind of obviously, if you want to go on a run, you're going to face adversity. So, I think our boys are prepped and ready.
That's certainly wild. Now, before we start recording here, you mentioned that your team is currently on a bye week before your playoff stretch run gets underway. What are you guys doing during this bye week?
Yeah, so we're just in the middle of 3 hard work days right now. We had a little fun on Monday. We're going to work pretty hard Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We'll give them a couple days, and then we'll get back into it on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, leading up to Wednesday. So we're just trying to stay ready. Bumps and bruises this time of year, everyone has them. So it's nice to kind of get a little break, reset, get back to work on some of our, our key points and our systems that we really want to work on going into playoffs. And, obviously you work all year to get this by, and, we want to make the most of it.
Now, your good play all season has been noticed nationally, as you guys were ranked 8th on the CJHL's final top 20 rankings of the regular season. How much does that mean to you and your team to be recognized in this way?
Yeah, it does. I think we were mostly in there since October, every week. And, it's something that we're very proud of in a little community off the beaten path up here in Northern Ontario, to bring in the players that we brought in and to kind of see them grow throughout the year and get recognized nationally weekly has been something that we're really proud of.
We're with Geoff Walker, the head coach and GM of the Red Lake Miners of the SIJHL. Now, you personally, you're only 34. You're not too far removed from your playing days. How did you originally get into coaching?
Yeah, so it's just something, I was playing over in Europe after my pro career here in North America, and had some concussion issues. The last one I had was a pretty good one. So, you kind of start thinking at that point, okay, what's next, right? And obviously hockey's been my whole life since I've been, 3 or 4 years old in the backyard in PEI. And it's something I wanted to keep staying into. And obviously I've been here for 3 years. I've had a great opportunity here, and, proud of the way that we've went this season. And, it's something I would love to climb the ladder as a player, like I did as a player, but it's a long process. And, we're really happy with the way that it went this year.
Now, you mentioned your playing career there. Let's talk about that a little bit. It took you all over the world. Looking at your Hockey DB page is quite something, to say the least. For those who haven't seen your Hockey DB page or Elite Prospects, those sort of pages, fill our audience in on where you played during your career.
Yeah, so I started out at 15 in the CJHL, in the Maritime League with the Summerside Western Capitals. I was drafted at the start of the second round, major junior, played in Hull, Gatineau, and then I was lucky enough to get traded back to PEI, which was the Rocket at that time. It's the Islanders now. It was nice to be able to be in your own bed, be with your family, and play in major junior hockey. And then, kind of went the long route in pro, the East Coast League, and then working my way up to 3 NHL contracts. And, had a neck injury that kind of derailed things. And then I went to Europe, but, wouldn't change anything about that journey. It's brought me to a lot of great places.
Okay, a lot of great places, including the Sheffield Steelers of the English Elite Hockey League, where you helped them win a championship. You scored over a point per game in the playoffs. Many people listening to this or watching this online might not be very familiar with the English Elite Hockey League. What was your experience like playing there?
It was awesome. That league, if you look at the imports, I think you're allowed to have 13. It was amazing. You see like ex-NHL, AHL players that are imports over there. England was amazing. Sheffield in particular has a special place in my heart. That was the only place I've ever won a championship, and the fans in England, in the UK, it's like soccer, right? They're diehards. I think we got, 12,000 a night in Sheffield, and the way that you're treated in Sheffield, it really is a special place, and, something I hold close to my heart.
That's awesome. Okay, so you played professionally. You mentioned the NHL contracts. You're only 34 now. Because you're not too far removed from your playing days, do you think you're able to relate more to your players when you're coaching them?
Yeah, I do. I think that's, the number one thing. I'm not too far removed. I've been in their shoes. I know what it takes for them to get to that next level. And you have to show your players that you care about them as people first. You develop that trust with them. And then, when you have to have hard conversations, we tell our players all the time, we're like a family, right? And sometimes you got to have hard conversations with your family. But if you have that foundation of trust and respect both ways, it kind of helps navigate those situations easier.
Okay, Geoff, before we let you go, got to ask you one more question about your team in Red Lake. You guys are nationally ranked. You're currently on a bye week. The Centennial Cup, it's just around the corner. How do you like your team's chances to go on a long extended playoff run?
I love our chances. I really do. I love we have a lot of, high end elite offensive players. We got a really good goalie. We're strong on the back end. I really like our chances. I've been telling them playoffs, just next day, next shift, next game kind of mentality. Stay in the moment. Don't get looking too far ahead. What's in front of us today? Yesterday they had a really good work day. What's in front of us today? And then we'll just kind of have that mindset as we move forward, and, hopefully we'll go on a long run here.
Well, Geoff, you won a championship in Sheffield. Hopefully you can bring another one now to Red Lake. Thanks for your time today. We'll talk to you again going forward.
No problem. Thanks for having me, Adam.
That was Red Lake Miners head coach and GM Geoff Walker, and that wraps up this week's CJHL Report. The Canadian Junior Hockey League, your future is here. Still inside 7-Eleven Junior Hockey Magazine, he won a Memorial Cup with the Windsor Spitfires back in 2009. Now he's playing for the Ottawa Senators. We'll check in with Austin Watson in this week's edition of Where Are They Now? You're listening to Canada's only nationally syndicated junior hockey radio show. This is our 31st season of 7-Eleven Junior Hockey Magazine. And don't forget, you can listen and subscribe to the complete podcast by checking out any of your favorite podcast platforms.